Hi, my name is Marilyn Zurwaski. I'm going to guide you through the head release protocol from Insight Good Points. We're going to be touching at various different parts of our body, and so I invite you to relax and let's go. I invite you to make some acupressure balls, and the important thing about this, you can use anything you want, hacky sacks, or here's another example. This is just 2 socks tied into something. You want to put them in something that has a sleeve so that you can reach behind you and bring it up your back so that you're not uncomfortable. So these will be 2 examples of this. You can simply tie a sock together and put it in another sock, or you can put hacky sacks into a pair of nylons, but you want to make sure that it has some type of tail, so to speak, so that when I come along my back, I can just bring this up and then rest back. We're going to start with a warm-up so that if you don't do any type of acupressure beforehand, this is a nice way to open up the back body and then just to get your body ready to do the head release. So the first thing we're going to do is, if you put your feet out and then gently and easily slide your hands down towards your feet, stopping where you want to make sure you're comfortable. You don't want to strain, but hold yourself there, and we're going to hold here for 30 seconds. Then we're going to gently come back up. And the next part of the warm-up is to get those acupressure balls, and you're going to put them right behind your back, or right about where your love handles are. We also say it's directly behind your belly button. So you want to put those balls directly behind you and then rest back. So now your hands are free, but the acupressure balls are holding the point right behind you, your belly button. And allow yourself to rest back. This is your time for self-care. You may notice you're taking a deep breath and settling in. All right, the next thing we're going to do is go behind our knees. You can choose to leave the acupressure balls where they are, or you can take them out, and you're going to find the top of your kneecap and then roll your hands back and find the behind your knee, directly behind your kneecap. They call that the popliteal crease. As a reminder, when we do this, we don't want to go in directly. We want to make sure we have a curved fulcrum. So you find the spot and then you curve your hand to a gentle fulcrum. The Chinese call this one back drain. You may feel your body softening and opening. Whatever you feel is perfectly right for you. Now we're going to release that hold, and the next hold is going to be on the top of your shoulder. So find the top part of your trap, the top part of this big muscle, right where it's the highest. And again, you're going to put, you can put 1 finger or 2 fingers, and it's going to be a curved fulcrum. So you don't press down directly into it. That feels pokey. You're going to find the top of it, and you're going to put a curved fulcrum in there. You can choose to do 1 arm at a time, or both arms, or like this. I'm more comfortable doing it like this, crossing my arms. So you're going to find the top of your trap right up here. Put a curved fulcrum in, rest, and if you're going to do it the way I am, you're going to find the other side, put a curved fulcrum in, and rest, and then rest back. The Chinese call this one excess baggage. There are different signs that you might notice. You might find a nice breath, or your tissue is softening, or just a general relaxation. Some people find that they have heat. Whatever your body is doing is perfectly great for you. From here, we're going to do what we call a sliding fulcrum. So you're going to place your arm, your hand on the top of your shoulder, slide down to your elbow, and that outside bone where we all know our funny bone is, you're going to hold there, again with 1 or 2 fingers. It's on the outside bone. You pause there for a few seconds. This is called the immune point. It's a great point to do if you feel like you're getting the sniffles. And then we're going to continue this sliding fulcrum down along our hand, all the way to our fingers. And you're going to slide your hand on either side of each fingernail, giving a gentle squeeze to the sides of each nail bed. It doesn't matter if you go from thumb to pinky or pinky to thumb. I just like to do it the same so that I remember which way I went. So that's one side I did. Now I'm going to come down along the other side, find the outside bone, right there, the little funny bone there, and slide inward. So it's a very light touch. See how light you can have the touch. After you do this a few times, you may notice that you feel what would feel like a pulse. And that's your energetic pulse. So you don't need to go deep into the tissue to find this. Some people can feel it quite quickly, other people need to go a little bit further into the tissue. And then you're going to slide down, all the way down, and again you're going to slide down each finger and squeeze gently on the nail beds. All right, one more move for the warm-up, and this is called a neck stretch. So I'm going to explain to you how it's done first, and then I'll show you. It's a little bit difficult because you won't see the back of my head, so I'm going to explain it first. You're going to put your hands down the nape of your neck, as far down to your back as you can. You're going to have your fingers touch your neck as you slide up, all the way to where your neck meets your head. Then you're going to turn your fingers upward and then continue. And then afterwards you do 3 sweeps across your brow. So this is what this will look like. I'm going to put my fingers down, keep nice pressure, slide all the way up to the nape of my neck till my head meets my neck. Put my fingers upward and then drag my fingers all the way up through my hair. And then across your brow 3 times. Great. So that's the warm-up. I like to do that warm-up before I do any of the releases. So if you do that warm-up first, and then you can do any releases. Today we're going to do the head release. Now that we've done the warm-up, let's take a few deep breaths and we're going to get right into the head release. This release is good for colds, eye pressure, face swollen, head congestion, neck pain, sinus blockage, throat and tonsil conditions. We're going to start with a mini warm-up for just this particular release. And what you're first going to do is just hold your head into your hands. And I'll show you like this. I'm going to clasp my hands behind each other and just rest my head into my hands. And we're going to do this for probably 30 seconds. So just relax back and allow your body to readjust. Maybe tempted to sleep, but no sleeping. And close your eyes and really rest back here. From here, you're going to put one hand in the back of your head, right where that gully is. There's these two little bumps in the back of your head, right in the middle there. And the other hand in the middle of your forehead. So think of a direct line that goes from your forehead, through your head, to the back hand. This is a good place to try to practice feeling if you feel those pulses, if that serves you. So remember, it's a very soft, gentle touch with a curve. And see if you can feel a pulse in the one hand. And then as you apply the other hand, see if you can feel that pulse. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll come off and then I'll come back on again. You can see how this immediately would open up your sinuses. Great. All right, so that's the warm-up for the head release. Now we'll move into the head release itself. The left hand is going to be in one position and it's going to stay there for 2 or 3 moves, and then the right hand is going to move along. So I'll guide you with that, but just know that I'm going to have your left hand one spot, and then your right hand is going to go from one spot to another spot to another spot. When one hand stays the same, it's called the anchor hand. So for right this second, your left hand is going to be the anchor hand. So you're going to put your left hand on that little bump thing in the back of your head, but on the right side. Okay? And your right hand is going to go below your cheekbone. So find the bone, and it should be directly below your pupil. All right? So common mistake people make is they go too high. So you want to find that cheekbone. So my left hand is on the outside of the back of my head. My right hand is below my right cheekbone. If your arm is uncomfortable, you can try propping it up on a pillow, or you can try coming around the opposite way, but very important that you're comfortable. Once you feel a pulse or a sigh or any other signal that you want, then that's an indication to go ahead and move on. So now your left hand stays. Remember I said your left hand's going to stay for a couple of times. Your left hand stays, and your right hand is going to go to the top of your shoulder, just like we did in the warm-up. So find that trap up at this big muscle here, and it's going to be on the same side. We're working on the right side right now. So you want to put your onto the right side. See if you can feel a pulse or a sigh or any other signal that you have. I'm going to hold here for a couple more seconds. Now you're going to release your right hand. Your left hand is going to stay exactly where it is. And now this time, your right hand is going to go below your rib cage. So find the bottom of your ribs. Slide your hands down along your ribs until it's almost right to your side. You may feel a little divot along your ribs. You're going to hold your hand there. Left hand stays exactly where we were, and your right hand moves on to below your rib on the left side. Remember to breathe and settle into these points. Oftentimes we think that these points are calling to us. And remember, as you're watching this, if you find a point combination that you really like, you can certainly pause and hold there for a little bit longer. Okay, we're going to take our right hand off. Left hand stays. Your right hand is going to slide up. So you have your shin bone here. Go on the inside of that shin bone and slide up almost to your knee. You're going to feel a ridge, and on most of us it hurts. That's kind of how you know you're in the right spot. So I have these two fingers. I'm going to find my shin bone, come on the inside till I feel some muscle, and slide up that inside of that bone until it's not quite at my knee, but I'm going to feel a ridge. And remember to put a fulcrum there. Left hand stays the same. Right hand is going to go right up to the inside shin. And again, if it's a little tender, you're on the right spot. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to release both hands. The right hand is going to become the anchor hand. And if you have your shoes on, I want you to take your shoes off and somehow grab your left big toe. Whether you can reach down, if you can cross your legs, however you can do that for yourself. In the left hand that we just took off, we're going to go to the side of your neck. So if you turn your head, and you should feel a gully, a space between your neck muscles, that's where you want to be. And then you can turn your head back. So now the right hand is on the left big toe, and the left hand is on the right side of your neck. Really important that you're comfortable. So if you're not comfortable, find a way that you can get comfortable. So if you're uncomfortable holding your toe like this, maybe you turn your hand, rest back. If your body has to go into high alert, it's not going to relax. Great. Feel how yummy that feels. Okay, now we're going to release your right hand and your left hand. You're going to take your right hand and sit right on your tailbone. Put it right on your tailbone. If your hand doesn't reach back like that, you can certainly take one of the acupressure balls and put that underneath your butt, right on your tailbone. And the left hand is going to go back to the same spot that we started initially, which is on the right side, that bumpy thing on the back of your head. Right where your head stops and your neck begins. All these acupoints are often near little gullies, little spaces between bones and tissue. So right now we've been working the right side, and then when we're finished with this, we do the exact same sequence, and we're going to do it for the left side. So for this last hold on the right side for the head release, your right hand is either under your tailbone or you have a ball, and your left hand is on the outside of your head, on the outer part. And as you go through these points, you can take as long or as short a time as you'd like. As you become more familiar with them, you may want to rest longer, seeing if you can feel the pulse, feel your body soften. Great. Now we're going to release our hands and we're going to get ready for the other side. Okay, so you need to adjust anything, go ahead and adjust anything, because we're going to do the same thing, but now we're going to do opposite, and I'll guide you through that as well. So now the right hand is going to go to the base of the skull on the left outer side. And this hand becomes the anchor point for 3 or 4 moves. And now the left hand is going to go below the left cheekbone. And again, see if you can rest back into this and feel the pulse. Sometimes people notice that once they do one side, the other side balances quite quickly. See if that's true for you. Now the left hand comes off, the right hand stays exactly where it was, and the left hand is going to go to the top of the left shoulder. So again, just like we did in warm-up and on the other side, find the top of your trap. I tend to use 2 fingers for this. You don't want to push directly in. You want to find the spot and do a curved fulcrum. Right hand stays exactly where it was, which is the outer part behind your head where that bump is, right below your head and where it meets your neck. And if you don't feel the pulses, don't worry about it. There's lots of different signals in your body that let you know that this is doing what it's supposed to do. And if you're worried about being exactly on the spot, we have a 3-inch rule. If you're within 3 inches of exactly where that point is supposed to be, we know that it's going to be beneficial. Okay, the left hand comes down again. The right hand stays exactly where it's supposed to be. Now the right hand is going to go to the left hand is going to go to the right side of the rib cage, just like we did on the other side. So you can lean back a little bit, follow your ribs, and it's almost like a little 2-step thing there. Right hand stays exactly where it is. Left hand is now going to go to the rib and rest back. All right, when that feels complete, you're going to take your left hand off, and now we're going to go to the inside of the right shin. So remember I said find your shin bone, slide up your shin bone, not on the bone part, until you meet right below the kneecap. So for me, it's, oh, that's a little tender, right there. Right hand stays behind your head on the outer part. Left hand comes to the right side of the inside of your shin bone. And if your arm gets tired, you can just rest back. Or you can lean down. I might do this. Okay, now your hands are going to come off completely, and your left hand is going to hold on to your big toe, your right big toe, just like we did before. And your right hand is going to go to the side of the neck. So the easiest way to find that is turn your head, and you can feel a small crease in between those neck muscles. And you're going to put the curve fulcrum and then turn your head back. And notice what you notice. A softening, an opening, relaxation. Maybe you notice nothing. That's okay too. Now you're going to take your hands off again. And your left hand is going to go onto your tailbone. And remember, I said you could use a ball if you wanted to do that, or you just basically sit on your hand. And your right hand is going to go on the, just where we started, the outer part, the back of your head. Slide your hand down where you feel those bumps, and right where your head meets your neck. And again, rest back. Left hand is going to be on your tailbone. Right hand is going to be on the left side, on the outer part of your skull, where your head meets your neck. Great. So now you can release both hands. And I always like to start or end with another leg stretch. So you're going to slide your hands down to what's comfortable and just open up that back body. Slide back up. And cross your hands and push down into your knees so your feet are firmly coming onto the ground. That's a nice way to end the protocol, the release. It's a disconnection. Great. I'm hoping that you can feel a difference between when you started and now. The next time you do this, you might want to think about how do you feel beforehand and then compare it to how you feel next. Thank you. I really appreciate you joining me for this head release.